Bravo, Bungie, bravo. Now, I believe in giving credit where credit is due, and they actually did it. I didn't think anyone on the team had it in them, but somebody found a way to trick the casuals into playing comp for a whole week. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ThaRawDeal, and in today's video, I want to talk about this monkey's paw of a gift we were given, and how I like the new PvP maps. I don't play comp or trials anymore because I can't trust the matchmaking to give me competent teammates. If I was interested in carrying 2 sandbags on my way to the lighthouse, I'd be a service streamer. I play video games for fun, and happen to be decent at most of the games I enjoy playing. So once I saw the new featured map playlist was 3v3, I immediately lost interest. I don't play comp because I know for a fact that matchmaking doesn't want to give me highly efficient teammates. I have a whole playlist on my channel page where I solo my way to the lighthouse if you want to see for yourself. It used to be something I did for fun once a week. The incentive to do so is no longer there though. I've already got all the Trials God roles I want, and Elimination is just not a fun game mode for me to play. Yeah, that's 3 strikes right there. I don't need the loot, I don't enjoy the game mode, and playing hard enough to carry PvE mains to the lighthouse is not my idea of a good time. I'll just stick to playing Control until this game dies. At least there I don't have to even consider what the rest of my team is doing. There are no real stakes for winning or losing. And if my team is getting farmed, it does not hurt me. Even with SBMM, Control is probably the last place a PvP enjoyer like myself can just play for fun, and not the outcome. Video games are supposed to be fun, right? How much fun have you been having playing Destiny this past week? Right after you like the video, leave a comment letting me know. Even if you're not a strong player, I'd be interested to hear about why you play Destiny 2. I myself have not played in a few days. Been busy having fun with Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ascension. While the Destiny PvE guides may be willing to spend hours engaging with a digital slot machine for 5 out of 5 loot, I'd rather go do anything else. I haven't actively farmed for a weapon since Palindrome was a Nightfall drop, and I was lucky for it to be a strike I really enjoyed running. Even more fortunate that it was an easy strike to complete in a short amount of time. That whole experience really opened my eyes to how horrible RNG is though, and I said never again. I don't feel like I've missed out on anything since either. I do not farm, and believe crafting should stay a thing. I believe that a player's time is more important than creating artificial scarcity in a digital world. I don't play this game to farm loot. The moment-to-moment gameplay should be what entices players to return, not the never-ending grind to increase an otherwise irrelevant number. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. If PvE in this game keeps you entertained for hours on end, we are not the same. There are too many other good games that I want to play for me to waste my time farming PvE activities so simple to complete that people with real-life mental and physical disabilities can complete them with minimal investment. This isn't hyperbole either. I know that for a fact, because I spent a decent amount of time playing this game while recovering from my own disability.
You have my respect.
This game is very easy to play. Basic game sense will carry you far in the Destiny ecosystem. Honestly, the primary barrier to success in this game is time. How much of that are you willing to invest at this point? If the new PvP maps were weighted more heavily in the Control playlist, I might consider ramping up my playtime. This is the first time in ages that there's been a PvP map for me to be excited about playing on, besides Javelin 4. I've only played on each map about 2 or 3 times tops, but they are already my favorite arenas in Destiny 2, and I now have hope for the future of PvP. This sandbox rebalancing has been a win in my book, and these new maps have been a blast to play on so far. I've not played any 3s, so you all can tell me if your experience is any different there. As for the gameplay you're seeing in the background here, it's basically just me taking a tour around Eventide Ruins. It's only the first week, so I don't imagine most people have figured out the key lanes or map flow yet, but from what I've experienced, all 3 of these locations favor players with good movement and game sense. With the variety of options players have been given to initiate engagements, the radar on these new maps is no longer an adequate substitute for player awareness. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that because I've no interest in telling other people how they should be enjoying their video game. But if you want to see what I mean, go watch me play a match on one of the old maps, and you'll probably see me make the same opening play every time. On your traditional 3-lane map, there are only so many routes a player can take, and once you acquire enough experience playing the game, you'll come to understand player habits and engagement timings, which I use to plan my movements around the map and maintain positional advantage over my adversaries. These 3 new arenas we were given seem to have been designed by someone who understands map flow and fun. And I would encourage all of you to speak up if you want to see Bungie give the PvP team more resources to continue creating actual content like this. Think about why we are just now getting some actual PvP content, and consider what else the PvP community has to look forward to when the final shape releases. This sandbox update, and even more PvP maps, should have arrived years ago. Not to take anything away from the team that programmed and delivered this wonderful batch of content to us, but corporate, management, the powers that be, they should have let you do this a long time ago. How many expansions have they sold us? And how many PvP maps have been introduced since the launch of Destiny 2? Can you even remember the last time PvP matchmaking felt like it prioritized fun? When Prismatic becomes available, how long will it be allowed to remain overpowered and ruin PvP? At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Prismatic also broke and trivialized PvE. The best way to get players to buy something is to convince them that they need it. You've heard of power creep, right? Is that a design choice made to the benefit of the player or the developer? How many times is a weapon that you spend hours, some of you maybe even days, but all that time wasted farming for whatever god roll you wanted, and then you got to deal with the disappointment of the weapon being nerfed, or even worse, had the function that drew you to the weapon in the first place taken away? What can one reasonably expect from a live service game, though? You knew what the deal was when you signed up, right? They sell you raid jackets, recycled content, and emotes. But when I offer to pay money for new PvP maps and more engaging PvE content, I get ignored. I guess there are just too many morons out here happy to pay for emotes and skins, literally throwing money at the screen just like Buddy said they would. The silver slaves, as I call them, are so vast in number that it took a 50% decline in pre-order sales to get new PvP content. Think about how insane that is. All the money this community has spent on this product and how little we've gotten back in return. Consider the type of person that is okay with paying full price for a video game and then buying a season pass for that video game and then also spending additional money on microtransactions in that same video game. Does that sound like you? Do you know a player like that? I'm asking a real question here. The internet loves providing unsolicited feedback. Well, this is me asking you a direct question. In the year 2024, if you're still spending money on microtransactions in video games, I want to know why. Is the idea of playing dress up more fun for you than actually playing on new PvP maps or exploring new PvE locations with your friends? How much time do you spend looking at yourself for it to be worth spending hundreds of dollars on digital cosmetics? This is a first-person shooter. If you spend most of your time looking at anything besides your hand holding a gun, you're playing the game wrong. Y'all really prioritize looking good over getting good. I can't get down with that. If you think paying $5, $10 for skins is worth it, $20 for a finisher or an emote, man, leave a comment. Let me know. I would love to understand your mindset because I don't see it. You wouldn't rather just spend that on actual in-game content, stuff for you to do, not stuff for you to show off to other people who probably don't care anyway? Huh. Like, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on this. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap the video up here though. Matchmaking's still trash, but the new PvP maps are fun to play at least. We deserve more of similar and higher quality. If anyone has news on what PvP content will be included with the final shape, I would love to hear about it, because I've seen nothing mentioned so far. Anyway, don't forget to rate the video before you leave, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
You have this. 2-for-1. A well-fought victory. You're a wall around those zones. Take that iron will beyond the crucible.